Hey everyone, today I'm creating 20 cards using the Call Me Crafty SheetLoad of cards template from Feb 2026. I am also using this Waffle Flower paper pad. It is called Christmas and it's their half-half collection, which is 80 pounds and 5.5 by 8.5 inches. What this means is if you actually cut the pattern paper straight down the middle, you will have exactly the right amount of paper to cover edge to edge on an A2 card base. So that's 5.5 by 4.25. So you can see here they're all split in half. The color tones all work together beautifully. It is called a Christmas collection, but I'm planning on using it for birthday cards. As a reminder, I'm part of the creative team, and so there will be a link below to everyone else's videos and channels, so make sure you check those out. So I was going to use the card sketch using only cardstock, but then I found this paper pad and thought, hey, I'll use this instead. So I'm just running through and grabbing out the pieces that have the striped paper and have two, I guess, colors on each side that aren't too light. So there's some white with gray stripes or some gray with white stripes. And I've skipped over all of those ones and I'm just pulling out where I can cut both of them in half and have the pattern paper be all used up. Now there's 3 of each design in this. So as I'm working through this, I am cutting off 1/4 of an inch off one end, and then I'm cutting 1/4 of an inch from each direction on these 2 panels. And what that means is I get these little colored strips that I can use for another project, and I end up having the perfect panel to have 1/4 inch of a white border around the card design. So pretty much 95%, 99% of my cards, I use a white card base and I have that same border around the edge. So running this through was pretty easy. This trimmer is the perfect size to be able to use this side of cardstock. And well, I called it cardstock, it's 80 pound, but it really is quite heavy. This is not thin paper at all, which means it's really nice to work with. I then decided as part of the sketch, it does have a 2-inch panel that goes through the middle of the layout. So I pulled out 1 of each of the colored papers and I ran through and chopped those down. So that means I have 2 of the full size and 2 of the small size of every color. I try and come up with different ways to create different color combinations that are not me making every single card the same. And so I used a bit of a different technique today to do this, and I will explain that just in a moment. For the meantime though, I went back to that paper pack and I used, this is a Spellbinders butterfly die, and I'm sure if you are into die cutting you probably have something similar, probably butterflies or flowers or whatever floats your boat, that would work in a plain neutral color. And I ran those through my die cutting machine and I was able to do 2 from each panel because they're quite big butterflies. And then I'm just going through with my pokey tool and pushing out all those little pieces so that they are just the outline. I did consider doing some paper inlay and putting 2-tone butterflies with one color in another, but that would have been super fiddly. So instead I just ran through and got them all ready to attach to the front of a card. For the card sketch itself, it actually has a couple of the pattern papers with the torn edge. And because I create bulk cards, I'm always looking at a way to simplify a sketch or try and get the same outcome without quite as much work. And so I did the torn paper using a ruler actually for the layer behind. And then for the pattern papers, I decided not to tear those. So you can see here, I have left it with just the straight edge. Now this worked absolutely perfectly with the vellum. I am holding my ruler on top and I'm doing 3 or 4 at once. And I'm just grabbing hold of the corner and I'm ripping it down the edge. Now it'll do sort of a pretty straight edge. It's not as messy as if you did it manually, but I found by doing it manually, I was driving myself a little bit crazy, and this gave the good torn effect without me having to take too much time to do it. Again, this is one of those bulk card maker moments where I just try and do things the simple way. Off camera, I have gone through and I have put all of the panels onto the white card bases. And at this point, I am shuffling the panels that are going to go on the top, and I'm shuffling them where I cannot see the color. Now, I don't know, that's possibly a bit strange. And that's because I'm going to add a random color on top of the card base so that I don't have everything matching and the same. So here I'm running through, I just put one stripe of ATG straight across these vellum panels and then line them up on the front. I'm not making them all the same, but I'm making them relatively straight so they're ready to go. And then on the right hand side, you can see I've got a whole bunch of the happy birthdays stamped, and I did that onto leftover white cardstock as part of a previous project. So I have loads of those in my stash, and then I have my butterflies ready. So running through all these bulk styles. So here's the first one. I pulled out the tealy color on the dark green. Then I'm grabbing whatever's next. Most of the time I don't even look, I just pick it up. If it is the same color, then I obviously won't use it, but if it's not, then I'm grabbing it and adding it. There was maybe one or two color combinations where I thought, gosh, it probably just doesn't look very good. So I didn't do those. I put them aside, and then I had them ready for, at the end, when I get down to maybe 4 or so card bases left, I have to actually look at the colors of the pattern paper. Otherwise, I might end up with an impossible combination. And putting the same color paper on top of the other just wouldn't make any sense at all. So here we are, there's 4 left, and I've looked at those to work out, oh, that's pink. So there's really only a couple of choices on where that panel can go. And then with the others, I'm doing the same thing. So I've got a green and a yellow, which means that I am all set. I can add these to whichever ones, and the color contrast is going to be really nice. After I attach these, I just run through with my trimmer and I just cut off those edges because they're hanging off the edge. And believe it or not, I actually put those in my recycling. I did not put those aside to use them. So I have finally found the size of a paper scrap that I will get rid of rather than use on another project. For these ones here, I figure, what can I do to add a color to these card designs that is going to work well and contrast enough with the 2 pattern papers that I already have. So this one obviously has the 2 greens, and I'm thinking if I just randomly add pink or randomly add red, well, I'm at risk of looking like Christmas. So I feel like I've made these cards without really having a Christmas feel. But as soon as you do like a dark green and a dark red, that's always going to say Christmas. So this one here is literally just with the green tones. I tried to hold on to the grey ones for as long as possible because I figured if I was really in a pinch, like that nice neutral colour is probably the best bet. So I was making sure I rationed those. And I was also a little bit careful again with the reds because I was trying not to create Christmas. If you are enjoying the video, it'd be fantastic if you could hit the like button. That is how YouTube knows to share the video with more viewers. So thank you in advance for that. I'll also put links below to anything that I've used today, but I think the paper pad is retired. I think maybe the die is retired, so there may not be too many things, but I'm sure you have something similar in your stash that you could use. I was planning on using my Spellbinders die that looks like twine. So you run it through your die cut machine in any color you like, and you can put it behind like a heat seal or something like that. It's called the Sealed Twine Etched Die, and it's still available on their website, but I could not find mine in my stash. So I did not do the equivalent of wrapping some twine around or adding anything that looked like twine on the top. I just filled the cards up with what looks like a super simple design, but these were really quick and easy to make. I think they'd make amazing invitations or thank you cards, or if there was something where you needed to do plenty of them at once, this would work out just fine. I have put a link here to some videos that I think you might enjoy. Have a great day.